ಹಲೋ ಡಿಯರ್ ವಿಜಯೇಂದ್ರ ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೇಮಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಇವುಗಳು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಇವುಗಳು 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, PUC ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇವುಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸುಲಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಇವುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲಿಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇವಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ವರ್ಕ್ ಬುಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಉತ್ತರಗಳು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತ್ರ ವಿವರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹೊಂದಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ತದನಂತರ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇದೆ, ಬರೀ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಿಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಮೆಮರಿ ಅಂತ, ಮತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ PUC ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಹೋದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಬುಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ನ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಇದಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ತುಂಬ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಇದು ಲೆವೆಲ್ 1 ಮಾತ್ರ. ಈಗ ಡಿಗ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಫ್ರೇಮಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೈಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ನೀವು ನೋಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಫ್ರೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಎಸ್ ನೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ questions beginning with an auxiliary verb or questions beginning with do, does or did. Pause the video here and frame the questions for the given 10 sentences. The whites have made us slaves. Here have is the auxiliary verb. So this will be the first word in the question. Next you have to write this subject, then the main verb. After that other portion. The restaurant keeper had asked him to take off his shirt. Here, had is an auxiliary verb and the restaurant keeper is the subject. So, in the question, had will come first, second, the subject, and then the main verb. In this sentence, is auxiliary verb and Lakshmi is the subject. So, starts the sentence with is. So, our sentence is Lakshmi working in a multinational company? Actually, this is the correct way of asking the question. But many people do the mistake here. They say, Lakshmi is working in a multinational company, yeah? This is wrong. Learn the correct things and speak correctly. Here, is an auxiliary verb, so bring it first. So, the question would be, is Rajesh a carpenter? Here, were first, industries second. So the question would be, were industries the symbol of development? Here, can is the auxiliary verb. So the sentence would be, can he speak English fluently? This is a different sentence. Here there is no auxiliary verb. So you have to see the main verb. So reads is the main verb here. So in such case you have to create auxiliary verb. Either it is do, does or did. As our verb is reads, so select does for this. So the question would be like this. Does your mother read Prajavani every day? Another very important thing to note is that the word read will not be reads. It is read only. It should be in V1 form. This sentence can be written in this way also if the question is asked to yourself. Here again there is no auxiliary. Read is the main verb. So create the auxiliary verb. In this case, it is do. So the interrogative sentence would be, do your sisters too read Prajavani every day? Or you can also write the sentence like this. Do my sisters too read Prajavani every day? Here also there is no auxiliary verb, but the main verb is in its past tense, that is gave. So your choice of the auxiliary verb is did. So the interrogative sentence would be, did the teacher give us homework? Here again the important thing to note is that the verb should be in its original form, that is it should be give, not gave. In this sentence, won't is the auxiliary verb. It is the negative of will. So the interrogative sentence would start with won't. Won't some delegates attend the seminar? If you want to make positive sentence, you can also write like this. Will some delegates attend the seminar? Frame WH questions so as to get the underlined portion as the answer. Pause the video here and test yourself. Frame the questions. The underlined portion is the nature and her ways. It is a thing. So we have to use what first. The next task is to find out the auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb is has. Write it after what. After the auxiliary verb, we have to write the subject, that is man here. The next is for the main verb, that is failed. Next is to write the other portion except the underlined portion and then put a question mark. The underlined portion is the place. So the WH word to be used is where. As there is no auxiliary verb, we have to split the main verb into two parts. That is sold is equal to did plus sell. So now write did. After this you have to write the subject Nicola and Jacopo. After this you have to write the main verb in its original form. That is you have to write here sell. Now you have to write the other portion leaving the portion which is underlined. Wild strawberries. And finally you have to put a question mark. Don't forget it. To look into the matter is an action and there is a reason for it. Therefore, your WH word will be why. There is an auxiliary verb was, so bring it here now. After the auxiliary, you have to write the subject, that is the commission. After this, all the other portion, leaving the underlined portion, and then the question mark. In this sentence, 5 is the underlined portion and it is a number. Therefore, your WH word will be how many. As 5 is not independent, it is connected with members. Therefore, you have to write the members here. Now you have to write the auxiliary verb were. Now write down the word there and then write down in the committee. And finally, a question mark. The word slowly is an adverb and it suggests how an action has taken place. So our word is how. Next we have to write the auxiliary verb. As there is no auxiliary verb, the word put is split into two parts. Did plus put because it is in past tense. After the auxiliary verb you have to put the subject, that is the elephant. After this the main verb in its original form, that is put. Now write the leftover portion. So our sentence is, how did the elephant put his trunk inside the hut? Peace and tranquility is an idea. So your word has to be what. The verb wanted is equal to did plus want. So the auxiliary verb is did. In the third place, you have to write the subject, that is the lion. After this, the main verb in its original form, that is want. Finally, all other portion except, the, 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 The underlined portion is the manner of an action. Therefore, we have to use the word how. Looked is a word in past tense. So use did. Subject is the people around him. Now the main verb in its original form, look. Though the word like is underlined, but to make it a good sentence, we have to use like and then a question mark. The underlined portion is a place, so it is where. Put the auxiliary verb was. The subject here is the big city. One more important thing here is that this sentence is in passive voice and the word situated is not past tense, it is past participle. So the word situated should be kept as it is. And then a question mark. At his palace is a place, so use the word where. The verb met is in past tense, so the auxiliary is did. Mara is the subject. Met should become meet. Then write down the leftover portion and a question mark. In this sentence, 8 p.m. is the time. Therefore, we have to use the word when. There is no auxiliary here. Leaves is equal to does plus leave. So, the auxiliary verb is does. Next is the subject. Verb leave and then Bangalore for Mumbai. You can read these points for refreshing your memory and then take the test. Pause here and try to give the question tags. Don't skip the test. The first sentence is positive. Auxiliary verb was is made into wasn't and pronoun for mother is she. The second sentence is also positive, so it is aren't we. The third sentence is positive. Auxiliary verb for made is did, so it is didn't she. Fourth sentence is same as the third sentence, so it is didn't she. Fifth is a negative sentence, so positive auxiliary for grumbled is did, so it is did she. Sixth is a positive sentence, so the negative auxiliary is hadn't, and pronoun for our hunger is it, so the tag is hadn't it. Here again, pause the video and write the tags for these sentences. The seventh sentence is a negative sentence. So the positive auxiliary is will. So the tag is will she. The eighth sentence is again negative. So the positive auxiliary is have. And the tag is do they. The next sentence is also negative because the word seldom is used here. So the auxiliary is can. So the tag is can they. The 10th sentence is positive. So the auxiliary verb is shouldn't. The tag is shouldn't we. I hope by now you have become perfect in this. Here are 10 sentences. You have to give the tags for all these. Only after completing the task, go to the next frame and see the answers and clarify.